What's up, guys? We're here at AMC Town Square with Chasing Cinema.
Mr. James Hsu.com,
and we just got out of Winchester.
Yes, the new movie from the Spierig brothers, who I believe worked on Jigsaw, which we saw last year, which we weren't crazy about.
Are they going to be better than the Russo brothers?
I don't know. We'll have to find out, because now we have a movie which isn't based on a trilogy or not a trilogy, but a saga. You know, a huge series of films that I deeply cared about, and I wasn't a fan of, obviously. I don't even think you liked Jigsaw. Did you? Whatever.
Yeah.
You're not a big horror movie guy to begin
Not
with.
really, but the Saw movies are always fun.
Yeah, but now we have Winchester, a story that I don't know how much you know about, but I don't know much about
I knew nothing.
I knew nothing either before really going in, besides Winchester obviously being the rifle, the very famous rifle, and it is about the...
Didn't even know that, any of this.
The wife of the who inherited all of this, Sarah Winchester, and kind of how she continued to build on her home in San Francisco. Which
100 rooms.
100 rooms now, which is a tourist attraction now you could go and visit. So yeah, but beyond that, I knew it was about a house and a woman that really happened.
And apparently something with a roller skate too, the original.
Yeah, which is a very small part, but I love you definitely were interested in that.
Mentioned it 3 times.
They did mention it 3 times, and it was a use in
the movie.
It was a reoccurring thing, yeah. But obviously,
so
the
big enough Chasing to mention it.
It was a good thing you were paying attention. I'm glad you were.
That's there. What I do, man.
Jason Clarke plays
Terminator Genesis.
Dr. Prince, who is hired to evaluate Sarah Winchester's mental state because her company wants to take it from her. Obviously, she's 24/7 is building around the clock to continually add rooms, block off rooms.
You can't be sleeping like that, man.
In her house.
Just saying.
I mean, and the house is huge, still standing, obviously, and they said that she continued building until 1922. So, I don't know, I guess if you want to go check out that house, you're interested in that, it's in San Francisco.
And that's interesting because I didn't even know about that.
But anyway, we're not talking about real life, we're talking about a movie, and I don't know how much of this movie is actual true. Probably not much of it, I would imagine, but what did you think of Winchester?
Well, my friend, it was just meh.
Well, my friend, that's never a good start of a sentence.
It was just meh.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, it was, you know, some of the parts that get me,
yeah.
Like, ooh, you know, I can admit that.
Yeah.
Some of the parts I was, ooh, but other than those moments, honestly,
it is definitely a pop-out scare kind of movie. It doesn't rely on like suspense or tension or dread or anything. It's definitely just like thrown in there to be like, because some of them I felt were just so thrown in they didn't feel like they belonged in that part, you know. I think editing was really kind of an issue here with the movie. It looked kind of sloppy sometimes, and like when we see the house on the like the front view of the house, it doesn't even look real. Sometimes, like
I was actually wondering if that was just a CG building.
Yeah, it had to have been CG building because
they're in front of nothing.
Yeah, they're in front of nothing. Because but it looks kind of obviously that it's like, you know, that just doesn't look very good. But anyway, the inside and all that stuff, because obviously they didn't film on location. But yeah, anyway.
No, that's all. It's meh.
Yeah. I honestly, this is those kind of movies where I didn't hate it, but I also didn't feel very strongly about it. I think, like I said, I think editing was an issue as far as like, especially in the beginning, the first maybe 30 minutes, it just feels very sloppy. I'm imagining because they cut out probably a bunch of the movie because we kind of really, you know, string through time until we actually get in the house, and then boom, 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 we try to like throw it immediately at you. There are characters that are in the movie that I don't think play a big enough role besides, you know, this young boy who's named Henry is in there. I don't really see much of a purpose in him.
He doesn't do much either.
Other than the fact that he just is that kid who's going to be creepy in the movie. And, you know, and as well as his mother, who is the niece of Sarah Winchester, Helen Mirren. I just didn't find anything really like captivating. I think as the movie goes on, it gets into a very generic storyline. Like there's even this moment where, you know, there's that old horror trope where someone's talking about someone and they're like, that's impossible, that person's been dead for 20 years, you know. It's like an old horror trope, and it actually comes up here and you're just like, oh really, like that's where we're going with this. And Helen Mirren, obviously a great actress, and I think she's the only really good part as far as performance-wise in this movie. The niece, who I don't know the name of the actress, but she's not very good. She feels kind of offbeat. Helen Mirren is all right, but she doesn't have as much time on screen as I would like. I think that you have a better movie not doing the pop-out scares and not doing the generic horror thing, but just maybe showing her paranoia. And in fact, I don't know if that was the actual reason why she was building all of these rooms or not. Like I said, I'll admit up front, I don't know all the details of Sarah Winchester, but I just think the idea of this woman building this house is because the spirits are telling her are far more interesting than the idea of there actually being spirits. They're actually being these demonic kids and you know, all the other souls that live in the house, because this is the house that the souls built.
Was this just a fictional story in the sense? Oh, I mean, yes, it was obviously, but was this based on like maybe a memoir or a book that she claimed all this happened?
I honestly don't know.
Or they just made up this story based on the
I
fact she was
honestly don't know.
paranoid? Okay.
I didn't do much research into the movie.
Comment below and let us know.
Yeah, if you do know, I'm definitely willing to hear.
And no lies though.
I know that it was. I know that it was on a television program. I mean, I'm sure you could find out tons of stuff about this place.
I'm too lazy to research.
Well, I would have researched, but they didn't screen this movie. I mean, they didn't screen it for critics, so it's like, you know, obviously a midnight kind of movie, and just like, all right, let's go see what they got.
Or maybe even a 10 p.m. type of movie.
A 10 p.m. type of movie, which you could always join us here at AMC Town Square at 10 p.m. for all the brand new premieres.
By the way,
like next week, 50 Shades.
Just so you know.
And the following week, Black Panther, we'll be doing. But yeah, underwhelming. I mean, I think there are a few moments where I think the pop-out scares are effective, but the pop-out scares don't make a good story, and the story is just kind of all over the place, and there's characters that are all over the place, and overall, it's just meh. Meh. 4 out of 10 for me, so I'm assuming 1.5 for you. Yeah, I mean, probably a 1.
Oh, damn.
Because honestly, every movie I've seen this year so far, this being
meh. I like Den of Thieves though.
What is this, the 6th?
For me, this will be movie number 6, sounds right, or 5?
5, I
Probably
think it's,
5,
I think 5 for you, 6 for me, because I think I saw something you didn't see. And I gave Maze Runner a 1.5, and that's the highest scoring film so far this year.
And this was, Maze Runner was better than this?
Yes.
Come on. It's
longer though. At least this movie's short. I mean, it's you know, we usually be walking into a movie right now and we're going home, so that's a good thing.
Not a bad thing. I don't see your face any longer, so be it.
Oh, please. Anyway, well, this background's cool. If you've not seen it, we're right in front of the new standee of the Stranger sequel, a movie that was pretty creepy.
I gotta watch part 1. Is it also a horror film?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It creeped a lot of people out because it's not a very demonic, ghost-driven horror movie. It's just kind of crazy people.
Okay.
But
those are actually scary.
It's a movie that a lot of
people because it's more real.
It was a movie that and I told you, I think the famous line from that movie is, you know, at one point. Liv Tyler's asking, like, oh my God, why are you doing this to us? And their response is, because we can. You know, like, just because we can. Because, you know, we're crazy, who cares? We could do that.
And that's what people do.
Yeah, and you know.
That's the scary part, too.
It was a movie that I think a lot of people loved as soon as it came out, but now as time's gone on, some people have kind of backtracked on loving it. So I'd be interested to rewatch it, too, so maybe we should watch it together.
Yeah, actually, I want to see it because I'm sure. When does this come out?
I have no idea.
Love it.
March 9th. Nevertheless, next week,
we have a trilogy that's coming to a close.
Yes. Are you excited about that?
Man, you have to be honest with you, yeah. I am.
Because it's ending or because you're just excited for the movie?
You know, honestly, they're like, even though people call them pornos, they're not.
No, I understand.
They're not.
They're obviously not.
They're not at all in any way, shape, or form. And, you know, 50 Shades of Grey, 50 Shades Darker, and now we have 50 Shades Free.
Yes.
Next Thursday here at AMC Town Square. We'll
Make sure to join us.
10 p.m. Comment below and let us know if you want to come.
Or text this guy, or check out his YouTube channel, because there's a lot of cool stuff going on. Trust me, you're going to want to follow that guy. Yes, we are here to give you advice when it comes to movies, but if you want advice on life, this is the guy to contact.
Hey, I love it.
And then the following week we have Black Panther. And if I were you, I would also, when
don't
you text
make that mistake.
Yeah, don't wait. So if you're going to say, I don't want to go to 50 Shades, or you do, text him and let him know you also want to come to Black Panther, because those tickets are going to go very quick. Yeah, and I don't know about you guys, but I rarely am a person who constantly follows, you know, like, all the earliest reactions that happen on Twitter, but I did check out what the reactions were.
Praising. Greatest Marvel film, one of the best, Wakanda.
Yes, and I'm really interested because
Jordan, best bad guy since Loki.
Do you know the cinematographer trivia fact about this movie?
No, tell us.
Rachel Morrison, excuse me, who did the cinematography on Mudbound, and is now the first ever woman to be nominated for an Academy Award for cinematography, did the cinematography on Black Panther. She's the first female cinematographer on a Marvel movie. So I'm excited about that. Major talent. Mudbound looked beautiful. Obviously, the Academy thought it was worthy enough to give her a nomination. We'll see if she actually wins coming in March. But I'm excited to see a movie that I continue, like pretty much everyone who tweeted about it said it looks different than every other Marvel movie. So I'm really hoping to see her work.
Which that alone to me is already amazing, because there's already been like 20 movies.
Yes, it's kind of it's kind of shocking.
Evolve it.
Yeah,
that's amazing, because at this point you'd kind of think it's kind of generic and they all look the same.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange was doing all the Inception stuff. Yeah. Love that. And then now this one they say is this. Guardians of the Galaxy is its own thing.
And it is interesting.
Ant-Man's awesome.
Because, you know, a lot of people are saying that it is quite political and that it takes on a lot of heavy stance. And I think that's kind of the perfect thing after Thor Ragnarok, which was very light and fun and enjoying. You know, like this is going to be, you know, and he was the best in Civil War. I loved him. He was my favorite part of the movie. I'm a huge fan of Ryan Coogler, and I'm also a huge fan of Michael B. Jordan, and they're praising him quite well, too.
Jordan, bro.
So I hope Black Panther does not disappoint.
I don't think it will, and I'm hoping it doesn't. But anyway, next week though we have 50 Shades Freed, the final in the trilogy of the 50 Shades of Grey movies saga. Thank you. And that's it.
Yep.
ChasingCinema.com,
Known as the
Film Lovers website.